Ladies and gentlemen, KageKaze with yet another crafting corner. This time we're taking a look at the Blacksmith. So, by the end of Diablo, you should be at level 10 with your Blacksmith, and you're probably going to want to get some of that sweet, sweet, sexy Reaper of Souls gear. Well, in order to do that, you're going to have to hit level 61, because the only way to do that is to have Death's Breath. These drop off elite packs. I will provide a listing of percentages on the screen, as I did with the last one, in case you missed that one. The percentages of Death's Breath are based off the difficulty that you are fighting in. They fall off elites. I can't say for sure if they drop out of chests or anything like that. I don't recall them doing so. But because of the percentages off the elites, you can see that as you go up, it'll be easier and easier to find them. So, for level 11 on the Blacksmith, you can see you get quite a few different items. The Exquisite Rekha armor, an entire set. It will cost you 10,000 gold and 1 Death's Breath. So actually cheaper than the Mystic, gold-wise. However, if he's anything like he was before, this will take several attempts. So if I give him 10,000 and a Death's Breath, we can see that it's gone up a bar. So we're going to have to do this a few more times, and each one costs a Death's Breath. This time we get the Exquisite Tribal Mask, Giant's Flail, Medieval Grand Flail. So this is the tier that gives us a couple weapons, and a few helmets and belts, it looks like. A few different smattering of items there. We'll go ahead and hit that. And then another set of Exquisites. Another one of 10,000, and yet again another Death's Breath. So we can take a look at this compared to the Mystic. Getting to level 11 took her about 40,000 and 1 Death's Breath. Already we're at 30,000 and 3 Death's Breaths. So we'll go ahead and hit this again. Still more to go. So we are definitely going up in price, and you can see each tier is unlocking a bit more equipment. All of these are still level 61. Some more weapons, still staying within level 61. We can see this one is going to take 5 Death's Breath, as well as the 10,000 gold. This is because this one should level us. So this one is going to take us up to level 11. Alright, let me go ahead and activate it, and we'll take a look at what the Blacksmith shop looks after we've hit it. He's doing well for himself. Alright, we'll go ahead and come back. So, once we get to this level, you can see we have some level 61s. We have a belt, boots. It looks like we're going to have one of each from all those levels. So they're all going to have, and you can see they have a random property range now. So if we look at some of these 61s, we're going to go ahead and look at the belt, for example. You can see it's 4 to 6 random properties. It's not guaranteed to have a set number anymore. Boots are the same way, 4 to 6, going down to bracers. 4 to 6. Chest armor, 4 to 6. So they're all pretty much the same, and all of those unlocks have given us this. Now we can see that cloaks are available now. This was previously unavailable because I have all of my recipes unlocked. That is the only cloak so far. So we actually have some class-specific gear coming out of this in the form of the cloak. Crusader Shields available. Focuses for the Enchantress. In this case, level 65 on that one. So while everything else is 61, the follower gear went up to 65, so you're going to have to wait a while for that one. But just like everything else, it only has 4 to 6 properties. Going into the helm, 4 to 6, and as you see, everything is costing, well, not everything, actually. The helm does not require Death's Breath, but things like the gloves do. That takes a Death's Breath. So you're going to need quite a bit of Death's Breath in order to make items that you're looking for. Going down, Mighty Belts are now available at 61, and we have, of course, everything else, Scoundrel Token, Shield, Shoulders. All of the class-specific armor looks like is actually becoming available now, so we actually have Voodoo Masks and Wizard Hats. So stuff that we didn't have before are now available off the crafter. Alright, in order to get to level 11, we have to go through the same thing. So we're going to have to go through several items in order to upgrade, going at 20,000 a pop this time. At least it still only takes one Death's Breath at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and level this up. We're going to get the Ascended gear now. We are now looking at level 70 gear. So everything you can craft, except for tokens, is 61 up until level 12, and then it's level 70. Now keep in mind that because they have that random set of stats they can roll, just because anything in here is level 61, doesn't mean that the item level is exactly going to be 61 in this case. They've made it so that the way these roll, at least according to a recent blue post that I've seen, means the power levels and the way the stats are can fluctuate heavily. So something that's 61 or required level 61 doesn't necessarily mean that its power is only for 61. You might still craft something that you'll use all the way up to 70, and then you'll replace it at 70 with something better. So don't be deceived by the fact that these are only saying 61. That is a trap that apparently that a lot of people have been falling into, and I'm glad that a blue post was made about it, because I had made the same assumption on that. See if there's any new weapon types that have been made available. New two-handed mighty weapon. That's kind of nice to see. Yep, everything available here. Right, we're going to go ahead and train him, see how much he costs. So we're looking at 20,000. One Death Breath. Another 20,000. Another Death Breath. Sovereign Gear. All level 70. So it's all 70 at this point. 20,000, another Death's Breath. You can see the Sovereign Crusader Shield. We're also getting the level 70 focuses now. 20,000 Death Breath. 20,000 and a Death Breath. Sorry, I didn't want to make anyone panic. Alright, final level. And once again, same gold cost, 20,000, but this time 5 Death Breath. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. That is the final tier of Blacksmith, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take a look at the level 70 gear that you can craft. We should have level 70 for everything, so we shouldn't be want for any type of item when it comes to crafting this time around. Leveling up till 60, there were a lot of gaps in gear, but it looks like this time they've made sure that we've had one of everything, so that we shouldn't have any of those empty spots, especially if we're trying to level up through the higher difficulties. And it looks like the level 70 gear is also going to roll from a range of 4 to 6. So again, just because it rolls level 70 doesn't mean that you are going to make the best possible item right away. So you're going to have a chance to roll a really good high-end level 70 item, or you might just roll a meh, this is okay, kind of just hit level 70 gear. I'm just going to look at the unique items, the ones that only had 1 or 2 items, just to see if those are also available. Yep, Mighty Belts have 2, 61 and 70 available. Scrolling down, yep, Spirit Stones, Voodoo Mask, Blizzard Hat. So everything has an equivalent. And you can see that a lot of this high-end gear is Death Breath. Not all of it. I mean, like these, for example, the Templar Relics, none of these require the essences from the lower level, so they don't require Death's Breath from the higher level. We can see that the equivalent usually requires Demonic Essence and Death's Breath. So everything you can craft should have an equivalent cost that you should expect. Well, that's it. That is crafting for the Blacksmith. You can get some pretty decent items out of there, but on a very much random note. So just to kind of give you an idea of the level, we're going to go ahead and craft one. Just kind of take a look at it. It's going to be very skewed in the eyes of my bar because he's only holding on to a level 60. But you can see right there, right away, crafting a 1,800 one-hand for level 70. Not bad. It's got additional damage on it, chance to deal area. This one only rolled with 4 fixes on it. So definitely on the lower end. And it got a level requirement reduced by 24. I can actually wear this that is absolutely fantastic. So, if you ever wonder why you should craft something a higher level than your character, it's because of that. I can put this on, give myself double the damage I'm doing right now, which is pretty good. I'm going to go up to 80,000 at level 60. I just haven't been getting very good gear on this guy. I have been kind of not paying attention to him. So doing something like this is going to be fantastic for me. So it's nice to see that. I'll actually put that aside. Very happy to get that. So there you go. Blacksmith, level 12. All told, to get to level 11, it took 50,000 gold and 9 death breath. Compare this to the Mystic, which was 40,000 gold and 1 death breath. So 10,000 gold more and definitely a lot more death breath. To level up to level 12, it took 100,000 gold and again 9 death breath. So that's what you should expect. Those are your costs. You're going to want to farm those death breaths, so try and get comfortable with your difficulties. But once you do, you should be able to craft all sorts of goodies for all of your characters. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm KageKaze. Thank you once again for watching. It's been a pleasure.